Welcome to Vraska, the Relic Seeker. As far as opening it, we'll play against Hapatra. This should be pretty fun. Yeah, let's go on Mulligan. If we had one more fours, I would definitely keep on that one. Yeah, Evolving Wilds, Yahini's expertise. Yeah, Yahini's expertise is actually been pretty good in this particular matchup. Manolith, do we want that on top? Yeah, let's go and put that on top of our library. I don't mind drawing into that. Let's go ahead and get down the swamp. I don't really want to get down that Evolving Wilds and get rid of that Manolith. And then we are good to go. But yes, we got Golgari versus Golgari. We got Snakes versus Vraska. Hope you're excited. Snakes versus treasure tokens. We're playing Braska, Relic Seeker. +2, create a 2/2 black pirate creature token with Menace. Let's go and draw into that Manolith. Let's go and get down the Evolving Wilds. Every, every, every time I think about Evolving Wilds, I think about I think it's a Saffron Olive video where he's called it Evolving Wilds. And once I get something stuck in my head, like I can't get it out. And so I don't see Evolving Wilds that much, but whenever I do see it, all I think about is evolving like a water valve. And it's one of those, it's kind of like you start thinking about it and you can't stop laughing. And that's kind of, okay. Yeah, it's one of those, I don't want to lose control of the recording thing. Let's going to go for Wayward Swordtooth. I like that. We're going to be able to make another land drop off of that, play an additional land, get down that swamp. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. And then kick it over there. But yeah, let's go and cover Vraska. I don't think I did. If I did, I do apologize. +2 pirate token, -3, destroy target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Well, they've got their own sword tooth, excuse me. And then we get a treasure token, and then -10, target player's life total becomes 1. And I'll cover Hapatra here in just a second. All right. Traveler's Amulet. Let's go for Manolith. And there's another time, it feels like I'm like hating on Saffron, but there's another time where he called it omelet or something like that, like an omelet. And so I think of that. So I'm trying not to, okay, no more. We're not going to be doing any more of that. All right, let's go and get down the Manolith. And I kind of like going for the Kite Sail Freebooter on this one. Let's go and do that. Let's go 1-2. Go for a little bit of hand disruption, see what they've got going on in the hand. So we have Desert, Path of Discovery, Ravenous Chupacabra, and then the Minotaur. Okay. So at this point, we're just going to go simply just take the Path of Discovery because that's all that we can take. And then we cannot attack or block because we do not have the city's blessing. So let's go ahead and cross off that Path of Discovery. And we'll see what land drop they make. I think they made a swamp, so we're going to cross that one off too. But, nothing too crucial in their hand. They do need to get down Hapatra at some point to get those snakes on a plane going. But they don't really have any way to really take advantage of the -1 counters to get those snakes rolling. We are sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once we do hit the last land drop, we'll be online for Vraska. Hopefully we can get that down. Ravenous Chupacabra, okay. Let's see who they want to target. If they want to go for Kite Sail Freebooter, that's fun. Wayward Swordtooth, okay. That is A-okay. It's not really doing much over there anyway. Desert is going to enter the battlefield tapped. I guess at this point, we swing it for 1, puts him down to 4. Yeah, Yahini's expertise wouldn't be that good. We may just kind of hold on to it. Let's go and get down Desert at this point. Or actually, we can get down the Traveler's Amulet. Search your land for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand. Yeah, let's go and do this. Let's go and get down Desert. That'll be the land drop for the turn. We can search that up and grab a forest off of that. And then we'll be good to go the following turn. And let's see. There we go. Opponent's going to let that roll through. Let's go and get down the Desert. And anything else, I think we're going to go and pass it. I cannot tell you. I don't know how brutal it is, how I want to call it dessert. Dessert of the Indomitable. I don't know why, but it's just like, got stuck in my head on that one. But yeah, as far as Brawl goes, I'm really excited about it. And if you've thought about playing Brawl, I highly recommend it. It's been a really fun format so far. I'm only about 10 games in, but to me, this is what I feel like. We have standard, and that's tournament magic. It is what it is. It's a tournament format magic. That's what it is. And playing this Brawl format, it reminds me of, it's just, there's a lot of parallels to Commander and stuff like that. But it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely really enjoyable. And a lot of these decks kind of feel like cube decks in a way. And I absolutely love playing cube because when you play cube, at the end of the day, if you win or lose, you're okay with it because you had fun playing it. You get to build a fun deck and, the power level is relatively the same. With Brawl, I feel like it kind of answers that question of Commander. There's sometimes where, I'm rolling out Necasaur or something like that, and our opponent's not really playing that good of a deck. So there's kind of that power level issue. With a lot of these decks, you don't really run into that much. I mean, it's most of these decks, you're building from a standard card pool. And so, you're still kind of, most of the power levels on these decks are about the same. And so it makes for some really good magic. I've had a lot of games go to about turn 10 or so, and you definitely got your money's worth out of magic at that point then, if you've got to turn 10. I was going to crack this Traveler's Amulet, and we're going to get that down and see what we can go for. Maybe we draw into something nice off Yahenni's expertise. We can kind of clean up some of the board with this Wayward Swordtooth and different things like that. And our opponent does have the City's Blessing. Let's go and grab, we need to grab the, grab another 4. So I'm going to put that into the hand. That'll be our land drop for next turn. Draw into Blooming Marsh. So at this point right now, if we end up going for Yahenni's expertise, that's going to clean it up. They can still swing in with Wayward Swordtooth. That's going to have us going for Vraska next turn. I think I like that. Let's go and get down the Blooming Marsh if we're going to end up going for that. They did cycle that, and the desert is on the battlefield, and that forest has been played, so I'm going to cross that off. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for Yahenni's expertise. We want to have a clear board for Vraska once we go to get her down. All right, tap out for the forest. All creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn, and that's going to put the Wayward Swordtooth down to 2. Anything else, kick it back over to our opponent. So, cleared the board up a little bit, and they'll be able to go for Vraska. And then hopefully, if our opponent does get down Hapatra, we can get into another board wipe. We do have Bantu's Last Reckoning. There's another card that we have in here, I think. Oh, what is it? There's Bantu's Last Reckoning, and there's another one that's all creatures get -2/-2. I'm pretty sure we have that in here. Sorry, I was looking at my second screen to our opponent. And they do not have any lands out of the graveyard, so we don't have to worry about any sort of lands getting played out of there. Opponent's going to get 3 down. All right, Growing Rights of Villamart. But yeah, I've got some fun decks so far. I played Neheb earlier, and Neheb actually worked pretty well. I was worried about this being just a creature-dominated format, but I got Neheb down. There's a couple turns where I got to do some pretty explosive stuff. Now, that's where Arena's gonna, not Arena, but Brawl's gonna have a little bit of a downside. Something like Neheb, Mono Red Neheb, you want as many high-impact spells as possible, so you're kind of left with a limited card pool to choose from for like your payoff spells. But for decks like Vraska and Hapatra, you definitely have a lot of fun. I mean, it makes me want to go to the local gaming store and just throw together a $30 Brawl deck and then have fun with it. All right, see what we rip into. Drawn to Desert of the Glorified. Let's do this. So if we go for Vraska, -3 puts it down to 3 on the Wayward Swordtooth. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's do that. Let's go for Vraska. That's going to be, why not? Let's give her a little blue. She's a Seafaring Vraska. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll be 1 more. And we can still cycle that Desert of the Glorified too if we want to end up going for that. Let's get down Vraska. Let's go for the -3 on Wayward Swordtooth. We can still survive another hit from the Excavator, so hopefully we'll get some sort of creature. Let's go for the -3 on Wayward Swordtooth. Let's go and get down the forest, and then anything else. We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Yeah, that's fine. We don't really have any, we don't have any 1-drop creatures in here, so even if we did cycle and use that treasure token to chump block, we don't have a 1-drop creature, so we'll end up going for this desert, cycling this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and if something does happen to Vraska, like I said, we're at 8 mana, and we're getting these treasure tokens too, so we'll be in a good spot. All right, opponent's going to get down the Path of Discovery and see what else they're going to go for. But yeah, you just end up with some really good games that just don't, like there's sometimes when you play against Azusa, Wandering Death, okay, let's bring those 2 creatures back. Like there's sometimes when you play against Azusa and the game's starting out kind of, neck and neck, like it's going nice. And the next thing you know, you just have this one turn where things just fall apart nasty for you if you're the opponent opposing Azusa. And with this, with the Brawl format, it's kind of like, it's just a very slow and steady path to that win or whatever, if that makes sense. It's not just, I did play against the Locust God, and that was pretty nasty. But outside of that, a lot of these games are just really kind of staggering, which is pretty nice. All right. Drawn to the Gear Hulk. All right, let's go and get the swamp down. Let's go and go for create a 2/2 black pirate token. Distribute 4+1 counters on any number of target creatures you control. Yeah, let's go and go for it. We don't really have any other creatures to go for. That's going to be... Let's go and go for that. Then 1, 2, then 1, 2 off these right here. We're going to get down to Gear Hulk. We'll see how exactly we want to split it up. Our opponent did return a couple creatures to the Wayward Swordtooth and the Excavator. So what would probably help is 1, that's going to make it a 5. Actually, that's going to make it a 4/4, so we can deal with the Wayward Swordtooth, and that'll make the Gear Hulk a 6/6, so we can deal with that. Yeah, I like that. I like the pretty good little spread. Click OK on that. And then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. We got a 6/6 and a 4/4 with Menace. And then we've got Vraska. We already did plus up on Vraska, and then we're simply just going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. So we're at least going to be able to stop the Excavator from swinging at Vraska, and we start getting those pirate tokens, and then slowly start working towards that -10 ability on our opponent. See if they're going to roll out this turn. Ravenous Chupacabra, okay. Oh yeah, that's right. That was the. I was trying to remember what the other creature was, but either way, we still got the creatures down on the battlefield. They're going to blast the Gearholt. Yeah, that might have been a little. Maybe we should have shifted a few more counters over onto the pirate token, at least one more to deal with that. I was trying to remember really quickly while I was talking what the other two cards were because they didn't put it in the reveal zone. So, and then Bantu the Glorified was revealed off there. All right, opponent's going to get down that Wayward Swordtooth. But yeah, you know, a lot of these games have, you know, you're getting your money's worth out of Magic, if that makes sense. If you're wanting to play some just some good back and forth Magic, and that's what a lot of it feels like. Now it's kind of odd that we haven't seen Hapatra come down yet. Opponent's going to get down Bantu the Glorified. Let's go and cross off that Forest and Bantu. All right, it's going to get that Explore ability too. Yeah, so basically at this point right now, we kind of need Bantu's Last Reckoning to kind of clean this board up. Let's see how they want to swing in. None of these creatures have haste, so they only have to be able to swing in with the Excavator, and they will get that Growing Rites of Itlimoc to flip. All right, so we've got our very own Ravenous Chupacabra. Let's do this. Let's go and plus up on Vraska. Get that pirate token on the battlefield. And what do we want to trade with? They're going to have to sacrifice a creature. Yeah, let's go and go for that Wayward Swordtooth. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go and take care of the Wayward Swordtooth. Get rid of that 5/5. And then it kind of complicates our opponent from swinging in. You know, if they want to sacrifice a creature for Bantu the Glorified, they can. And then we can simply just trade on that. And we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, one thing that I have read before, and I haven't played any multiplayer Brawl yet, is that I heard that multiplayer Brawl is, it's kind of not clunky, but I've heard that it's a little long and maybe not as enjoyable as multiplayer Commander. So don't be, you know, a lot of people tend to think that Commander needs to be played in a multiplayer setting, which is a lot of fun in multiplayer setting, but as you can tell, I put out a ton of Commander 1 versus 1 videos. I enjoy the format very much. It's a lot of fun to play it in 1 versus 1. Same thing with Brawl. Don't hesitate to play Brawl in a 1 versus 1 format. Don't limit yourself basically to just a multiplayer setting. I've just read a few things saying that it's a little bit slow, or there's one player that tends to just kind of take over the game. All right, scry 1, each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. And then Bantu will be able to attack now that they've sacrificed a creature, slowly kind of chipping away at our life total. They've only got 2 cards in the hand, too. Let's see how they want to swing this in, because if they're just going to swing Bantu, that's going to be 2 creatures. But I don't mind trading on that with the 2 pirate tokens. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's going to put them on getting rid of Bantu, Ravenous Chupacabra next turn, and then we can kind of go from there. Now, one thing that I have noticed, if you think about building Brawl, stuff like Wander and Death, they've had some really high impact in a format like this, so that's something to definitely keep in mind. All right, ripping another Forest. Let's go ahead and go for the +2 ability, create another pirate token. There we go. Get that pirate token now. Let's go and get the land down. And then do we want to go ahead and push in on this one? Yeah, let's just go and hold off at this point. Bantu has Menace. If we're going to be working toward that Vraska for the -10 ability, and we're going to keep getting those pirate tokens, whatever they may be, hopefully we can put our opponent in a spot to where we can kind of push past them with that -10 ability. But yeah, as far as the deck goes, this is pretty standard green-black rock deck. We've got a couple different hand... Ooh, Revel in Riches. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, get those treasure tokens, all right? So we got to watch out for that. And then we're going to pump that down. I had thought about putting Revel in Riches in here, but I felt like it was a little bit more of a win more card. If we were going to get close to that beginning of your upkeep, you have 10 more treasures with Vraska. But, you know, if you're thinking about building Vraska, you can definitely throw it in there. Probably wouldn't be that bad for you either. All right, see if they're going to sacrifice that Ravenous Chupacabra to swing in. They got Ravenous swinging in for a 2/2. Yeah, we'll go and trade with the Pirate token. I'm okay with that. Take care of the Ravenous Chupacabra, and now that actually puts us in a spot to where we can start swinging in at our opponent. A creature did die, so Bantu can't attack or block, but at least next turn we'll be able to start swinging in with their 2/2s. Let's see what else they're going to go for. Hour of Promise, okay. We'll see exactly what lanes they want to search up on this one. But yeah, as far as the deck goes, we got stuff like Duress, Harsh Scrutiny, Lay Bare the Heart, so we've got some good hand disruption stuff, and then we do have some card draw, so hopefully we can kind of rip into some of that card draw, not hit some lands. We'll be doing a little bit better. Let's go and plus up on Vraska, get another pirate token. I think at this point we're a couple turns away from that -10 ability, so we're just going to go and hold at this point right now. Let's go and get down the Foul Orchard, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Kick it back over there. But yeah, we do have a couple different card draw in here. We've got Live Fast, we have Painful Lesson, we have Sword Point Diplomacy. So we can actually use Sword Point Diplomacy as an alternative win condition if we get to Vraska. So that if that's something that we draw into next turn or the following turn, we can sequence that one with a -10 from Vraska, and our opponent's probably not going to be paying 3 life to to stop us from doing that. Then, all right, opponent's going to gain 3 life and draw a card. It'll go up to 34. We'll see what they rip into. But then also, little cards like the Relic or Zaka Relic, Painful Lesson, okay, that definitely has a really high impact in a format like this. You can see where it's turn 11, simply being able to cash it in for a card draw, they cash it in for a Painful Lesson. Now they're going to be able to start rolling some more stuff out. So hopefully we can get one of those going and then get a little bit more of a better board state developed to kind of help protect Vraska. But we're doing okay at this point right now. And then also with Vraska, Vraska is one of my favorite planeswalkers. I got in during Return to Ravnica, and the original Vraska, 5-mana Vraska, was the very first one of the put 3/1 counters on target creature. Its controller loses 3 life unless you sacrifice another non-land permanent or discards a card. We can go and sacrifice that. Yeah, we can sacrifice that treasure token. I mean, we've got tons of mana, so I mean, just in case we need that for some reason, some form or fashion, we'll go and do that. So, all right. Opponent's going to get that Revel. They only have 1 treasure token at this point right now. But yeah, Vraska was the first card that, it was like 5 tickets and $5, and I was a brand new Magic player, and that's a lot of money to spend, and I was like, hey, man, you deserve good, nice cards. And so Vraska was the very first card that I bought, and so I felt that it was very fitting for me to record my first Brawl video with Vraska at the helm. So it's kind of like we're going old school. Back to me just spending my weekends playing Magic Online. I still do it now, pretty much. But it's still fun. All right, so our opponent's going to get Bantu fired up. It's going to be a 4/6 swinging across. Let's see. They don't really... I'm going to say our opponent's going to be out of -1 counter, so I'm okay with going for the double pirate block on this one. It's indestructible either way, so... At this point right now, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've seen about 10 of our 23 lands. So hopefully we'll be drawing into something next turn that's going to help us kind of get a little bit of a better lock on this one. All right, there we go. But it kind of puts, with Brawl, it puts games on, with having Planeswalkers as a commander, it makes it kind of fun because you can go for the... I don't know, it's just really fun getting those alternative win conditions like the -10 ability. Our opponent's kind of racing against Vraska and different things like that. All right, opponent's going to be tapping out for 1, 2, 3, 4. See if they got for that last one. Something like Bantu's Last Reckoning would be a wonderful draw to get rid of it. Or something like Vraska's Contempt, that way we can get rid of Bantu the Glorified. All right, opponent's going to get down Ifnir. Cycle, discard another card, put a -1 counter on each creature your opponents control. Okay. We're going to get the Explorability off of that too. Now, this does kind of put us in a spot to where... it's not looking so hot as far as us going for that Vraska Ultimate now with that Archfiend down. Let's see if we hit Painful Lesson. Wonderful. Let's go and go for that. We're definitely going to choose ourselves. We don't want to choose our opponent. We want to be drawing the cards. All right, so we're going to draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. Rip into Zor's Gateway, which is, yeah, it's okay. Let's go and get down to Zor's Gateway. Not exactly what we were looking for, but we're going to go and hold on to this force, not make that land drop, so we can at least cycle off this one. Draw a card, then exile a card from your hand, so at least be able to get rid of that forest. Get rid of the forest. That's going to be Direfleet Ravager. Each player loses 1/3 of their life total. Is that going to help us at this point, or is it really going to hurt us more than anything with that flyer in the air? So we're looking at -3 on Archfiend. Bantu slings in for 4. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go for the -3 on Archfiend. We're going to get a treasure token off of that. And yeah, we're okay. Maybe a little risky, but we're going to go for it. We're going to lose 1/3 of our life. That's not really anything too crazy. It's going to be a little bit more hurtful for our opponent. Okay, anything else, we're going to go pass turn to our opponent. We're going to go for Walk the Plank on Direfleet Ravager. Oh no, we're starting to unravel at this point right now. Okay, and let's see what else they get down. Yeah, that one turn where they got down, they cracked the Relic into Painful Truce and to just really open that wide open. Hopefully we can get a little bit more stuff going. But at this point, if they can somehow get at least a snake onto the battlefield, we are looking at Hapatra swinging across for 4 to at least knock Vraska down to 2. Bantu can't attack at this point right now, so at least we can be thankful for that. Hapatra swinging in for 4. It's going to put us down to put Vraska down to 2. And let's see what we rip into. We are sitting at 9. Beneath the Sands, not entirely what we were looking. Let's go and cycle that one, actually, now that I think about it. Let's go and cycle that one, see if we can't get something just a little bit better. Hopefully not a land. We draw into, actually, never to return, which is not too bad. Let's go and plus up on Vraska. We're going to get that pirate token, and let's go and take care of Hapatra at this one. We're going to send Hapatra back. One thing that our opponent can do is once we go for Vraska is that we can, they can still get a snake token down next turn, or not a snake token, excuse me. They can recast Hapatra and then sacrifice it. Okay, opponent's going to sacrifice in response to that. Each player loses 1 life and you gain a life. We have more than enough mana for the back end of that, so at least we'll be able to get a, we'll see what we can exile out of our opponent's graveyard. Probably, let's go ahead and take care of that Ravenous Chupacabra. That's going to be 1, 2, and then 3. We're going to be able to create a 2/2 black zombie. There we go. That way, even if they do get down Hapatra and they wanted to sacrifice Hapatra, at least we have 2 more blockers to kind of reset and kind of go from there. Definitely some of the split cards are really good in a format like this where you're trying to get as much value out of your cards as possible. What's our opponent tapping out for? Is it Tetsamok? Hopefully. Razaketh's right. Search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, and then shuffle your library. Okay. And then the fun thing about this format is a lot of the tutors are they're 4 and 5 mana drops, but you'll get some games like this where we're at turn 13, they've got more than enough mana for that, and so you see Razaketh's right, and you're like, oh, what are we gonna do? Let's see what our opponent's gonna search up on this one though. Okay, opponent's gonna go for Hapatra, and that's gonna be 1 card in the hand that they did search up, so we'll see what's in store for us. But at least if they do sacrifice Hapatra, more than likely they probably grabbed, I know there's one spell that puts a -1 counter on up to 2 target creatures, so that might have been something that they searched up that way, because that would give them the most Journey to Eternity. Okay, well, that's what they searched up. Whenever it dies, return to the battlefield under your control, then flip it. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice search up on that one. Not going to have enough mana to activate both of it, but if they do sacrifice it, it's going to be able to come back, and then they'll be able to have the Journey to Eternity flip, turn target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And they've got a ton of stuff out there. I'm glad that we kind of siphoned off that that Ravenous Chupacabra, because that's something that definitely could have taken care of us. 1, 2, 3, 4. So only sitting at 4 mana at this point right now. So at least we don't have to worry about a something coming out of the bin. So we're looking at a Minotaur. We have the Archer. The Wayward Sawtooth will definitely be something that we need to deal with, because that's going to be a 5/5, and they have the City's Blessing. And then any other creatures. And then Archfiend would definitely be something we need to watch out for. So there's some pretty good targets in there for them to go for with the Cave of Eternity. But it's pretty cool seeing it flipped. I love that art right there with the green feathers and the skull. Oh, looks good. All right, so they're going to return the Ruthless Sniper coming back. Excuse me, they didn't have enough mana for that. It was 5 mana. Return target creature. I must have miscounted something. All right, there we go. So they're going to get the Ruthless Sniper back, and whenever you cycle, discard a card, pay 1, put a -1 counter on target creature. Okay. Let's see how they want to swing this one in. Bantu does have Menace, and that will take care of Vraska. So if we end up going for that, we almost need Vraska's Contempt to kind of take care of Bantu, but we can recast Vraska. It's going to enter the battlefield as a 6, and they'll be able to kind of reset from there. Yeah, that may be, I think, okay if we just let but that also puts us on if we draw into something next turn. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're going to let that go through. If they want to swing in at Vraska, we can actually get it down, put it up to 8, and get another pirate token. We'll go and let her go back to the command zone, now that I think about it. That'll at least keep us open, and we still have the Azor's Gateway flip to kind of go for that, to kind of help filter through our library. All right, so we draw into, ooh, there we go, Vraska's Contempt. Exactly what we needed. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we've got enough for that. So let's go and go for Vraska. That's going to be Mana Lith. That's going to be black, 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Tap out for that. Let's go and get down Vraska's Contempt. And actually on this one, let's go and go for the -3 ability on Hapatra to send Hapatra back to the command zone. And then what we'll do is we'll end up going for Vraska's Contempt on Bantu's Last Reckoning. Exile target creature. That way we don't have to worry about it anymore. We'll sack one of those clue tokens. It's going to get exiled. And then hopefully we can start plussing up again and start going for that Vraska. And actually, we're like 10 seconds ahead on the clock. So we're getting to the point now to where hopefully, we are at 9. Our opponent is at 24. But hopefully we can survive. Yeah, oh, excuse me. I forgot about the cave. I was getting really excited about calling out Vraska's Contempt, and then I forgot about the cave out there. So they will be able to start to pull ahead. But we still have Bantu's Last Reckoning and different things like that. So who knows? Game's not over just yet. And then we have Zor's Gateway to help us kind of filter out of there. But our opponent's got a really nice board state developed. In fact, I have a Hapatra built, and I haven't recorded with it yet, but I'll definitely be going for that. But a lot of these value enchantment lands are definitely really worth it in a format like this. I mean, especially if you look at just having that repeated use. We've traded so many resources, and now the fact that they can kind of keep recurring creatures out of the graveyard. There is some graveyard hate in Brawl, but I typically don't play a lot of graveyard hate, but I may end up going for that. Just to kind of put it in there, just to kind of a little bit of a fail-safe. And then even stuff like Arch of, or like for late game, you know, I definitely kind of maybe want to start putting that one in if you can get that City's Blessing. All right, see if our opponent's going to swing in. It's going to be simply just a Ruthless Sniper that can trade with one of our zombies, which we're okay with. And they're going to be, if they're swinging it at us, we're just going to let that go through because we want to build up our board state. Yeah, that's fine, go for it. Now, we are kind of dead to a really big torment of hellfire, so got to watch out for that. But can't be scared of that at this point in the game right now. All right, see what we drop into. Draw into Sword Point Diplomacy. Do we want to cycle a card for that? Because I'm afraid at this point they're simply just going to pay that life. So yeah, let's go ahead and go for the Gateway. You know, if we're in a position to go for that duress, yeah, we're going to exile that duress. That's not exactly what we wanted. All right, let's go and go for the Sword Point Diplomacy. More than likely, we're going to see 9 life being paid on this one. Heroic Intervention, I guess technically they could give us Forest and then just pay 6 life to get rid of these into the bin, but we'll see how they exactly want to split it up. But yeah, Sword Point Diplomacy, it may be a little clunky at this state in the game, but like I mentioned earlier, with the -10 ability, it works really well. Let's go. Our opponents very graciously gave us a land. Thank you. Let's go and put that down. Do we want to destroy a creature? Yeah, let's just simply go and plus up on Vraska, get those pirate tokens, and then we're going to go and pass turn to our opponent. Don't really want to swing in at this point right now. If they can get some more snakes going, they'll definitely be able to kind of take care of the game. I'm trying to remember some of the other, because there's even a few creatures that enter the battlefield with -1 counters on it. And when you're playing Vraska, not Vraska, excuse me, if you're playing Hapatra, whenever that happens with those -1 counters, even on your own creatures, you still get those snake tokens too. That's something to keep in mind if you're thinking about building Hapatra Brawl for here. All right, opponent's going to get down the Path of Discovery. And then we'll go from, but yeah, to be honest, this is the longest game that I've recorded for Brawl. Most of my games have been in the area about 10 to 15 minutes. So to have a really, really long game like this has been, I would say it's out of the ordinary. If you're sitting there wondering if every single Brawl game is going to kind of stall out like this. I mean, it is also green-black versus green-black, so they tend to share a lot of synergies and different things like that. Kind of a late game style effect to it. But yeah, don't be worried about games going long like this. I've got about 5 to 10 games in, and this is, without a doubt, been the one of the longest games that I've played so far in Brawl. All right, but let's get a card draw off that. You can really see how much Arch is really putting in some work on this one. Looking at 2 more. Vile Manifestation, okay. It's going to get +1/+1 for each card with cycling in your graveyard. That's a pretty sweet effect. Now, at this point right now, if we do rip into Bantu's Last Reckoning, it's going to blow up the entire board. None of our opponent's creatures have Indestructible. Once again, it's going to keep us off that Cave of Eternity. Our opponent's still going to be able to get some value off of that, but we're not completely dead. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, up to 3 potential creatures that our opponent can swing in at. That's going to be 2, 4, 6. It's going to put us down to exactly 1. Do we want to trade? Yeah, we'll go and make a few trades on this one. We'll trade on Hapatra. That'll put us down to 3. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Actually, let's do this. Our best use is going to be Zombie on Hapatra. Yeah, that's fine. And then they still, yeah, I thought they had one of the other lands out there. We'll be able to trade with Hapatra to get that treasure token down. And then let's see what else we're going to be able to go for. If we need to worry about Revel and Riches, we still have the -3 on Vraska to take care of that Revel and Riches. See what we draw into. Draw into Vana's Hunger. We definitely do not have the City's Blessing. Let's go ahead and filter with the Zor's Gateway. With a board full of creatures, Vana's Hunger doesn't really help that much. We can gain 3 life. That's going to put us to 6. We get another creature. Block on 6. 6, and then the 4. I've got a little bit of an out. We're going to exile Vana's Hunger. Let's go and go for Gift of Paradise. Yeah, it's not going to matter. We'll still gain that life. We'll create another creature with Vraska. Gain that 3 life, go to 6. See if we can't stabilize. Let's go and plus up, create the 2/2 black pirate token. And then we're going to go to pass the turn. I don't know why I just laugh thinking about having all these pirate tokens. Look how rowdy they look, and things are not looking great for us. But But hey, they don't. The pirates don't know that. They're here to do one job, and that's to help Vraska pilot this ship. All right. Opponent's going to be going for the Cave of Eternity, going for that. But yeah, as far as Brawl goes, I'm trying to remember. Oh, I played Azor earlier, and you get down Brawl and you start rolling through some of those standard counter spells. Oh, feels good. Feels real good. I had an opponent go away from computer because I countered like 3 things in a row with Brawl. It was one of those times in Magic where I was just like, like I couldn't post the video. We got like 8 minutes in, but oh man, it felt good. It felt real good. But yeah, if you're thinking about wondering blue-white control, this is definitely feasible in Brawl, especially if you get down Brawl. And it's just silly at that point then, because you get just a lot of your spells turned into counter spells, and it feels really good. The thing that made my opponent go away from computer was there's a 2-mana counter spell that counter target non-artifact spell unless they pay 2, and then they had tapped out except for 1 mana to cast some sort of spell, and then I countered it with that pay 2 life, and I would assume that maybe they didn't make the land drop for the turn or something. So, and then they didn't. They just went away from computer. But anyway, that was Azor, which is pretty cool. And especially in a format like this, you know, where it gets late game, like in Commander, if you're playing Azor, always yield to that. Like in late game, when you're playing Azor and Commander, there's going to be some turns where you're not really wanting to tap out for as big of a Sphinx Revelation as possible off Azor, just simply because there's probably a lot better stuff you can do in your hand. But in a format like this, where it's late game, you can definitely tap out for Azor. You don't really have to worry about a whole lot of things, so it kind of leaves your deck building and your deck plan a little open as far as stuff that you want to do, or you can kind of do certain things that you normally wouldn't be able to do in Commander. All right, so we got the whole crew swinging in. Can we survive on this? So that's going to be Pirate. That's going to be Pirate. And that's going to be, yeah, either way, we're lost on this one. But Pirates are going to go down fighting. It's going to put us down to 0. Let's see if our opponent's swinging at Vraska or anything. All right, there we go. Opponent's going to win the match. Let's see how far away Bantu's last reckoning was. Come on, buddy. A little far away. Yeah, we never used it, but yeah, unfortunately couldn't get to it. But anyway, that happens. That's Brawl. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm definitely going to be incorporating Brawl into my daily content. More than likely what's going to end up happening is I'm going to stick to my my daily gameplay Commander for sure, 100%. And then I'm just going to maybe Tuesday, Thursdays put out some Brawl, Monday, Wednesday, Friday put out Brawl. Either way, it's a really fun format. I really enjoy it, and it's definitely been one of the longest games that I've played. But it's still a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.